Yeah, mate. Welcome back. Australia at the top of the world. If Trump wants to upset people, well, why can't we as Australia? Like, as far as I'm concerned, Australia is top of the world. We get more sunlight, so therefore we're close to the sun. So therefore we're on top, and the rest of the world is the arse end because the arse end of the world has always got wars, problems, fighting. Australia's a real laid back place. We don't really give a shit unless it concerns us, close by, neighbours, stuff like that. If it's down the road, I don't really care. It's their problem. They deal with that. But the rest of the world, it just seems to be always fighting. If you come down to Australia, you come down to relax and just, go have a beer, go to the pub. I'm not a pub person, but you have barbecues, you have fun and you relax. You have to work and all that. We believe if you're in Australia, work, that's the main thing. But yeah, Australia, top of the world. So, not down under no more, we're top of the world. So, today, I'll turn you around. Get back to the neo-tec. Now, these swords knock me around, guys. The big girl, the NH8120, they're heavy and they're really affecting my back quite a bit. Muscle spasms and stuff like that. But yeah, now this girl here, I fixed her up pretty well. She was pissing out oil, something short, and that's quite normal. Little pool that's been there for 2 days, not much at all. So I thought what I'll do today is I'll get the spark plug out, have a look at the spark plug on this. To me, it's still running too lean. As I said before, when you listen on TV, you can hear the motor more through the speakers. You can turn the sound up or down. You can actually hear better. In reality, you hear it. It's sometimes hard operating beside me. The machine's going. It's better when you get back home, sit there and listen with your headphones on or TV. You get more sound from the source. So what I'll do is I'll get the one here, the G888 on the bench, and I'll pull the spark plug out of that because I know that one's running perfectly. Because in 4 strokes, I can hear it. It's a stock standard motor, but it just really good. It's got a muffler mod. So is the neo-tec, but I'm wondering what's going on with that carby. Now, maybe the carby is designed specifically for the saw, for what the saw was meant for, is being unpoured, just the way you buy it. Now, I've poured this thing a fair bit. It's still a work saw, it's not a race saw. It's not a race saw. It's designed to cut firewood and have a bit of fun, I suppose, but it's designed to be reliable. But I still don't feel there's enough fuel coming out of this thing to make it run the way I want to run. So I'm not going to have any secrets. I'm going to pull the muffler off a sec and show you what the cylinder looks like. If there's a problem with the cylinder, I'll report the thing. It's not something I want to send back to the owner and go, look, you got a problem now, it's all burning out. If it's got a few slight marks, that's not a problem, but if it's scored bad, it's full of compression, it's got lots and lots of compression. I haven't run it long enough, or lean enough to cause a problem, I think. But I'll show you that. I want to compare the G88 spark plug against this neo-tec and see which one is what. I'd say the G88, student, 880 clone. That spark plug should be the right colour. And when I was doing that, guys, those big old screws of lead, the 100mm ones, I hit something when those screws I was half at the log. It wasn't the rock, it's further in the log, so about the far in the log. I was cutting down, and I hit something in. It blunted the saw straight away. I thought, well, bugger, I've seen my father-in-law do it, so the chain was buggered, so I thought I'll cut through that. And whatever it is, guys, it's not a nail, I cut and cut for about 10 more seconds. Not to destroy the chain, but it should have gone through that where it was. If it's a nail, which is a very soft metal compared to the chain's more high tensile, we should have cut through. I've seen my father-in-law used to go cut through a 3/8 inch bolt. It was inside of a log somewhere, about that far inside the log, and he didn't know about it. It was getting tough. I saw it getting blunt, and straight through it. And we pulled the log apart, and this bolt was right in the log. Just one of those things. I thought I'll do the last bit of the log for the wood yard. So it's got about 3 rounds where I didn't cut all the way through because I blunted the saw. I got the neo-tec one out, the hurricane chain. I'm not impressed with that at all. I'm more impressed than the other no-namer. I don't think I've got the model through it out. It's a cheap one, eBay too. That cut a lot longer than what this Hurricane. So Hurricane, I'm going to give that a flick. I'm going to try and get my hands on some longer full chisel. Ask Michael for that. I've got some longer semi-chisel, so I'll make a loop of semi-chisel lot for that, and I'll go back to the wood yard once I work this carburettor out. Now, what I think maybe is the problem, this saw itself has had so many problems with accelerator, so I fixed that. I fixed this part of it. It had a problem where this thing was stuck, and it works out. There's a bit too much plastic here. There's too much plastic on the orange part. Looking down this side here, so I filed that back a bit, and also the isolator where there's a hook on this handle here that goes down and goes behind the lever so you can't rev it. I had to file that back too, so that was getting stuck on, which scared the shit out of me. The other one did the same thing. I've done two of these guys. If you're new channel, it doesn't. It rev and you rev it a bit more and unrev. You get undo the thing. Once it didn't, so I turned it off. But this thing here, the on-off button started playing up. So it's a third stop button upon this, because they're cheap parts. So I'll fix it up now. It's got a new core, it's got a new flywheel, it's got a new nut for the crankshaft. It's new seals. It's been a little mucking around like, okay, they're a cheap ass saw compared to what the Husqvarna ones, but it's quality control. So it all is. If you're not controlling your quality, you're gonna have crap. So basically, I think it's in the Friday afternoon, everyone's about to go home, and Chinese people do long hours. I know that they got 60-hour weeks or more, and they're expected to do that on low wages, and their life must suck there too. Like, I want a pension. I don't think guys over there have a pension. You know, I've stuffed myself up, and I'd hate to know what would happen to people over there who stuff themselves up. How do they survive? They live off the family. Over there, they have one kid only, really. It must be a bit of a nightmare. So, yeah, I'll get this done, guys. I'll pull the bars off. They've both got bars on them. And I'll have a look and do a comparison. I'll clean this table up a bit. Clean my table up a bit so I've got some room to work. And just have a look. Oh, the carby. I want to pull the carby off and look at the, how do you call it, the metering diaphragm. Now, if that's set the wrong way, the needle and seat's not going to open up that way it should. And if I want to, if it is still set the right way it should be, I can adjust it so the metering jets a lever is slightly further down. So when the diaphragm opens and shuts, it sucks more fuel. Now, doing that, if you adjust your lever, it's like the thickness of a gnat's foreskin. You can't adjust much, but if it looks low, that can be enough to make this saw run lean, because if it's not put together properly, now I imagine the carby was made in different factories and all that, but you can have one carby where the person goes, oh, it's 10% slower than the rest. The other neo-tec I had no problem, so I'm wondering if it's the diaphragm, metering jet diaphragm, the lever, or the seesaw where your needle's there, so as you push it down, it pulls your needle up and pushes it down. I'm wondering if it's that. I'm wondering if there's an issue inside the carby, so I need to get the diaphragm out. Hopefully the diaphragm doesn't stick. It probably will. I'll get a new carby kit. But try to work that out. Is it inside the carby itself? So I might try to look at the main jet, so it looks like, and just, you know, try and sort this thing out, because it runs good, but it's not 100%. And after listening to this on TV, it just doesn't go the way it should be, guys. So let's get this done. I'll get the table cleaned up and we'll have a look. Okay, I'm no expert, but we'll see how fast each saw is to pull the spark plug out. Husqvarna clone, all the still clone, so they're both got their own weird ways. I think this will be hard, so we'll do this. I thought it was tight, it's not tight, what should we? No good. This one has done probably one full tank of fuel, one full tank at the most. I like the idea this one's got the little washer just here under the fuel, top of the air filter to hold the vibrating off. Now, yeah, spark plug boost. They're a pain, they're hard to get to. You gotta bend them and twist them. Keep twisting them till they actually get loose before you pull. Don't pull straight off with you. Pull your clip out of the housing. Make sure they bend and twist. Hopefully you can pull out your fingers. It's a tight fit, because it's like I can't get any fingers in there. Hopefully I can get that there. So, always twist. That's one of the easy to get to, I think. So, under that, that's loose too. No good. I've been told these particular saws, check tight your bolts for your cylinders because they work their way loose. You got a big thick gasket on the cylinder. There you go. So that could deal with a little bit more fuel. But that's 4-stroke, so that's good. Yeah, I'll give it more fuel, I think, just a tiny bit. But that's got power, so I'll get that. I'll get the spark plug out. I'll put the spark plugs together so you can see. Yeah, if you want to buy a saw, you're either a Husqvarna man or Stihl man, or like me, I'm a solo man. I love your solos. So hopefully you'll get to see my solo 603 very soon. Work that thing out. There's always something going on, guys. Life in general. The really long thread. There you go. There's a big thread, you put that one there. So pull that off. You don't even have to pull the effort off, it stays where it is. No crap's got in there. I will get neo-tec, the thing. They have really good air filters. So this crap there, cutting straight and dry hardwood. Nothing in there, it's all clean. Yeah, it's just clean. Maybe that. They buy your air filters from Pharmatech or neo-tec. They're just way better than the factory ones. The factory ones, these are all like tissue, thin stuff. That's all. What does this one look like? That's one I put in there because it's tight. Not super tight, but it's been nipped up. Now it's in my white. Isn't that funny? When you close to that, there still is one on the right. The still spent a little bit more time in the wood the other day. Not much more though. There you go. Bit of light from the outside. That's a neo-tec one. I'm happy that's the right colour. So maybe you don't have to do that carby at all. Isn't that weird, guys? I thought there'd be a carby issue with that. I still will pull the carb off and have a look though because I want to find out how many turns to turn the carby. That's a still one. How many turns to turn the carby and the hydrojet out? Because I know I had it out set for a 1.5 turn to, or 1.25 turns. Yeah, 1.25 there was originally. But I want to know what it is now and how far you can turn the hydrojet before the hydrojet actually falls out. So just curious of that. I'll put these back together. Now to say I'm surprised that it's spark plug had this neo-tec. I thought it'd be white as all hell and be just dry. So I'm really surprised, guys. So I'll show you how quick you just pull the carb for these. Pretty quick. If you're buying, I learned stuff off YouTube, watching people, and sometimes you go, why didn't you show that? Why didn't you show this? Or how to go back together or whatever. Just learning how to pull a carby off an old still. How to get the clip out. And things like that. Just try to learn. That's all about learning. Sharing what you know. And let people understand. Most people can do stuff. You just have a go. That's the one strip where you can't get out. That one there always falls up sawdust, I don't know why. Top car. On the magnet tray, the great old magnet tray. I'll pull the carb out and have a quick look at that. While I'm here, I'll also pull the muffler off. But I've seen that spark plug, I don't think I have to pull the carb apart, so I just don't understand it. It didn't 4-stroke, but she's rich, so it's good. I'll be that. So put that back onto it. Now this got a heat shield all the way up top, makes it thicker. Bit hard to get off, on and off. There you go. So you got when you first done this, I didn't know what I was looking for. Yeah, you see, it's the rubber bits here. They're there because the airflow there holds it down, but the rubber bits are there to stop the bolts underneath this coming out, in the motor and blowing motor. So make sure you rub bits back in. They got sticky stuff on one side. The glue, done that double-edged tape and all that. So I'm always putting somewhere the sticky side up. Then you cover them. I didn't think I'd be pulling this off again. Had it off a few times. Look tight. Now the carby has 2 big long bolts. And that one there always seems to be popping out or in. It's stuck on the insulating block. Or the intake block. And I've glued the gaskets on one side but not the other side, so hopefully it's come away nicely. But it won't be break. But I do have spares. I bought a whole bunch of spares and stuff from Pharmatech. So I can fix it. I bought spares just in case. Didn't think we'd do on this particular saw, but I thought just in case, Kev, just in case. So 4 bolts. 4 bolts, the air filter housing comes off. Gently. They came off nice. Each side of the cable and back here. Comes through a little hole there. Nicking it, so that's off. So I glued the this air intake or air filter housing to the car because this particular saw is meant to have a gasket, but there was no gasket. So I bought the gasket for that, so I'll be replacing them with, which one's those here? Those ones no. Those are there for your carby to your air filter housing. So there's got 2 holes there, and that's for the intake. So I got plenty of carby kits and stuff, carby kits, gaskets. Breathe, Kevin, don't freak out. I find it hard to talk, guys. What do you get when you have a stroke? I found also the check lever works better underneath. I'll show you while it's all apart. Wait on, drop on. That there was underneath the check lever, and there's a bracket in that corner there. They shoved the hose or the cable under that like that. And that causes lots of problems with your choke not disengaging the way it should. So up the cable, put it up like that, and put your choke lever underneath that, and you have no problems with your choke in there. So I found that to be handy hint. I don't remember what the poor Husqvarna had though. So pull that carby off. So you got 1 fuel line, which is probably 4 fuel. No idea. Right, the air block came off, that's good. Now the external cable has a hole down here. Can't see it, dirt and crap everywhere. Pull the fuel on off from your fingernail, hopefully. No. Watch the fuel squirt out all over me. Oh, the metal ring on these things. That's the thing with neo-tec, they always seem to put metal rings on their fuel lines, which is good, they don't want to come off easily. But you gotta be careful and be gentle with them. What's he done? There's the intake. So, no air leaks, it looks clean. That should come off, that one there. Why didn't it come off? It's glued on one side, but not the carby side. It should just pop off. Come on. I don't think I glued both sides, did I? Don't think I did. Alright, that doesn't need to be pulled off right now. I can work on this thing. So I'll pull off this side, the fuel pump side, just have a look, and then I'll pull the medium diaphragm off and see what the needle seat's doing, and it's a high jet. That's mine there, it's a high jet. So I'm wondering where it should be or where I'm sitting right now. Piston looks good. Nothing unusual. Just the oil over it. Well, this thing is doing over 14,000 revs. I hear it revs its head off. Surprisingly. Yeah, well, it's surprising it revs its head off. Now I put this aside, I pull the muffler off. So I'll show you guys now about the lights. Pull the side cover off because you pull this off to get the bolts and to get the muffler off. Gotta pull the dog off. Pull that off. On the floor. I got my thongs on, guys. I got my thongs, look. I'll show you in Australia. They're thongs. Covered in chook shit. Not chicken. Chickens are babies. Thongs and chook shit. You guys might call them flip-flops, sandals or whatever else, but they're thongs. The reason we call them thongs is that's the sound they make when you're walking. Thong, 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 thong. Thong. But a thong on a girl, a G-banger, that looks good. I like that too. When I was younger, they were just coming out. They weren't really in thing, but I'd say 1990, they were coming out then. All the girls were wearing them. They had a white uniform, and we had sexual harassment, so a bit of story. A white uniform, and they were dresses, and the girls used to take the dresses home and make them a mini skirt. Now, it got to the point that girls weren't allowed to go up ladders because you could see straight up the dress, but the girls started wearing fluorescent green, fluorescent pink, yellow G-strings through a white dress. You could see everything. Oh, it was awesome. Then one day, the boss, his name was Tom. Tom goes up to a foreman of the Weebies, and the foreman, she's 45, still had a pretty good figure to her. Decided, I'm going to wear G-strings, and she wasn't too bad, double D, getting old, but she looked alright, I suppose. Anyway, the boss said, I know you're wearing a G-string, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And she's, how dare you look at my ass? And started blowing up, so he's like, oh, the girl's pointing out, how dare you look at my ass? That was quite funny, because after that, he headed back down. He couldn't argue the point, so, yeah, Australian diplomats, not very good when it comes to stuff like that. So the girls were told not to do it no more, but the girls still did, because it's their choice of underwear. And you can't tell someone, I don't want you to wear this. One girl, she said, I can't wear that. No, I'll wear nothing then. Well, that's like, okay, if you don't wear nothing, well, what the hell? So, yeah, they're white uniform. So eventually what happened, ended up going to long pants and long shirts. Got rid of the long shirts because no air conditioning, it's too hot. So I got a short sleeve shirt and a really thick, almost like my pant material, like that white. Yeah, it was hot, uncomfortable. This shit. That work changes. If you go to school now and you hate school, you wait till you go to work, it sucks. These are all Loctite, guys. That one didn't hang on much, ain't small one though. All the blue on it. Any store I bought, I always check the cylinder out before it loads anyway, so to make sure quality control. No point sending the store back home, it's no good. And the only saw I had a problem with is a saw I did for a bloke called Tyson. I'd done a high cylinder of him, and part of the chrome came off the intake on the intake side. They came over, hit the exhaust side, and killed the cylinder. So I was not happy with that. Not important that thing. I was happy, and all of a sudden started losing power. Like, what the hell's wrong with this thing? Yeah, is that what? That's what it was. So we'll need 5mm to these ones here. Undo these 4. Just so I can see if they'll look tight good. Just so I can see what the exhaust port looks like. I might leave, I'll loosen them up. Oh, spark coming out of that one, wow. There's a spark coming out of the exhaust bolt. Might see that on TV. Actually, a little spark out of that. They just pull the muffler off, which I hope it comes off nicely. I don't think I've got the exhaust muffler. I do have one of the exhaust muffler, I guess. Okay. Oh, the gaskets there. Where they got to? They're a gasket similar to what I saw on Johnson Red. They're like aluminium. I don't want to bend it, but I've bent ones of these before. Taking them off and they snap. So I'm not sure what it is. Could be aluminium, but who knows? Don't lose me bolts. I need shoulder bolts too. I do have some newer bolts here. Anyway, I'm not telling you what it was. I bought them from a 372 XT. They work on the thing next. They base gaskets delete. I didn't want to go too high compression. Like, another thing that's wrong with this saw, the bolt that goes onto this part handle here is stripped on that part of the bolt. So I can't pull the bolt out, so to put the cylinder and all it back on, that thing was a pain in the ass. So to undo all the bolts, fold it down, and just work around that. Things like that. If you're not going to have a work thing, okay, now I've hit this on that chain, what do you call it? Chain spacer, whatever they call it. That's been hit there. No why. So if you got a loose chain, it flops around. It's that. They don't hit. I did cut that back too, also to suit that muffler. So I'll get my torch. Oh, there's a bit of torch there. Have a look at this silver. And every time I do this, guys, I look at these cylinders, I get nervous. I'm like, oh, what am I going to see? What am I going to see? Every time, I can't help it. Put the muffler on there. I'll look, I'll bring it in there once I see it. I'll do the heavy thing. I'll have to box that. Decon valve. Well, there's a few marks on the piston. I don't know why too, because it revs so hard. Oh, you would have to fall. Ken, why don't you have something more here? Sorry, so I'll show you what happens. High revs, and these are not what you call quality pistons. When you're doing high revs, you have this problem every time I've seen. As soon as you get past 14,000 revs, it seems to happen. So I'll put my torch on my head. Give me one hand. Hang on, guys, hang on. Put the torch on so I can see what I'm doing. There you go. On the skirt of the piston. If I can hold the saw still and turn it over. And there's no marks. One little mark just there. That's how revs doing that. And between the rings there's no marks, and no mark on top of the piston. It's clean too, so just the oil, lots of oil. So that's right to go home like that. That's what I'm worried about, having so much, not enough fuel in this saw. Am I going to get a good performance out of it? You can't even feel that, it's so small marks. And all of a sudden you get to there, the marks go away. So that's just flat out high revs. Weird. This particular saw, that second ring down, I drilled behind the ring about there and there for more fuel to get behind the ring to actually lubricate the cylinder. I knew this would happen. From high revs. You high revs, metal starts getting hotter and you're binding and issues. But that's why I wanted to have proper fuel, and I need to know how much fuel this thing actually had. So I'll put this cam back up and switch up again now. Yeah, back up where it should be. I blow this off, blow the dust away from the saw. I paused it there, you don't hear that noise. Now I did not know the air compressor was turned on. I sometimes forget to turn it off when I go back in the shed, from the shed to the house at night. But it shouldn't have been turned on. So my daughter must be upset with me. Because middle of the night it goes on, for 15 to 20 seconds. 15 to 20 seconds. Now I'm talking to guys. 15 to 20 seconds. And that wakes her up. She's not happy with me when that happens. She's just in that room next door. So I'll pull off the fuel pump side, just have a look. Actually, no, I want to do it first. I want to know how many turns out the hydrogen is. So I'll wind her in. I'll count. This one's got a big lump on the screwdriver. but I can't. I know what it is. One full turn. Two. The two. I don't know. Three. Three and a bit. So, okay, I'm surprised. Three and a bit. I thought it'd be way more than that. So we'll see how much you do. So that's one. Two. Three. Four. I can't with that lump there, guys. 5. 6. 7. That's 8. Not loose yet. Details. I like details. That's the loose. So if you went that far out there, the spring's not holding on. That's not good. Not good at all. So you can't go out further. I was worried about that falling out. That's my main problem. I want it back in, get back to where it was. And I'm surprised it didn't 4-stroke. I don't know why. See the high jet back in. Oh, coordination, guys, when you have a stroke, it sucks. If you haven't watched me before, I've had a stroke, why I have trouble talking, trouble thinking. It screws you up, that's why I want a pension. Because I said to the doctor, I want to get a disability pension. I said to the doctor, I will now no longer be nice if someone's a fag, poofter, lesbian, bitch, arsehole, I'll say to their face, where every one of you guys will walk through life going, I can't say that, even though I'm thinking that. I said to the doctor, that cap now has been unlocked, so I cannot control myself. If I don't like the person, I'll say, oh, okay, you got a disability. As soon as I said that, you have a disability. So, it's just pain in the ass there. Right. That's it. This fruit turns back out. You meant to try and do this to a saw, the saw was vibrating. What a pain in the ass this. That's one. I'll tell you, I'll make sure it's right. Don't do it, camera. Okay, very bit turned out, so a tiny bit less than what it was because the spark plug's saying that the spark plug's saying with too much fuel, so just backed off a bit, tiny bit. That's a tight. I think you look at your carbies, are tight. And the carby here has no brand name. No maker's mark at all, so that itself's weird. No maker's mark here at all. Anyway, as I said before, if Chinese people are proud of what they do, they normally put the name on the carby or cylinder or whatever, flywheel, to show who made it. So, people go, I want to go back to them, they're good. But when there's nothing, it makes you wonder what backyard made it. I'm wondering if a carby off a clone MS880 will fit this. Might get that. I've got a kit saw over there. Haven't used it yet. Carby, I'll grab that in a sec. Have a little look. See what they compare because they got a high and low jet and they were ready. They've been around for years. The big G888. So they probably work really well on this particular saw. A little bit bigger than this saw, but they should work well. Right, got the diaphragm I like, the material type. No crap, the filter, there's a secondary filter. Fill in your tank and fill in your carburetors there. No crap in that at all. That's all clean, looks good. Can't see any issues. Well, there you go. Apologies for that, you don't see that. Just put my screws back in. Okay, the other side of the carby, that's all I want to see. Hopefully I can pull apart. Same first for you guys. I don't know if the gas will come through or come off without damaging itself, but I'm curious to know how it's set up inside. Details. Tiny screws. You need more screws than some of these big. My trees out there. Go lay some eggs. Not laying eggs. Eat all my food though, when you're young. I love eating my eggs, guys. Eggs are good for you. I remember years ago they say eggs are no good, you had heart problems and all that. It's all lies. Where I worked, they used to sell a gluten steak, a full-out steak made of gluten. Because I'm vegetarian. And the funny little knife, it's bad for you. Veggie link sausages, they're full of gluten. Just bad stuff. Oh yeah, came off easily. Good. Good. Right, that's off. Good. Sucking dust on the outside, through the beaver hole. Normal. Beautiful. Well, I don't know, that's very low. Very, very low. Well, that one there, I think I'll do research to that. I'm not sure. So you guys can see it. I'm not sure how low that's meant to be, but that's zero level of that, the base in there. Most carbies I play with the level of this part here. But I'll do some research. I won't put it together yet. I'll look on YouTube. So YouTube will show you a lot of things. University of YouTube. And see, do I have to bend that up? So what I'm saying is, if that's too low, when your diaphragm goes on fuel, and hits that to get fuel for your needle there, so your needle goes up and down. It won't do it because it's too far. It might need to come up. But if you go up, you get way too much fuel. So I have to make sure she's right. And then the main jet, is that one there. Where's main jet and one? No. Main jet's underneath that one there. So the Husqvarna 3120, I drilled a 1.2 millimeters, yeah, 1.2 hole into that and made it bigger to give more fuel, which did quieten down the saw, didn't rev as much, but for longevity, that'd be the idle screw on there. Yeah, it could be high. No, that is high, because that's your high jet just there. That lines up your high jet there. I mean, I'll just, done that be low. Not quite sure, it's a carby. Yeah, I'll find out about this needle and seat setup and see if it's the right height. Want that screw that's tight. Now, that's tight. So I'll find out about that. Put her back together. This is what you guys might want to have a look, see what the go is and how it turned out and all that. But yeah, the carby, I think is the problem with the carby. But I've seen the spark plug and all that. Runs where it should run. And they marks there. Simply could be a bit of debris when I first done the car. The exhaust came off. Like that's all flux off the brazing rods. I'll clean off as much as I can, but you think I hit it with a buffing wheel, a steel buffing wheel, and it's still coming off. It's been painted over. I blew it all out, washed it all out. But a tiny bit of shrapnel could go back into the exhaust. You wouldn't know, but I'm still going to buff it back out again, and here's some old black paint. It should be all gone by now. Oh, the carby off the NH8120. I'll get that. I think it's actually here. Don't grab it straight away, I think. Now, I apologize, you guys, I've got a fine thing. It's not in the box I thought it was. Hang on. Okay, you corner, yep. So we'll zoom in. So that's the Husqvarna carby, and that's the MS80 carby, so similar. How can I put this? That's your high and low jet there. So there, it's the accelerator on that side. Alright, accelerator the same side. Okay. High and low jets on the same side, accelerator, same as the neo-tec one. Choke lever. Choke lever's opposite, so choke is on the high and low jet side and neo-tec's on the other side, so that's the only real difference. I'll tell you what, the Husqvarna one, yeah, got bigger butterflies, but the Ventura inside is bigger on neo-tec. Yeah, weird. The high jet on this particular one, you actually see the high jet into the cubby directly in front of it. That must be the high jet. Very, very small. I wonder if you get a factory high jet, not drilled, just straight out factory from Husqvarna, and screw that into that hole with that fit. They give it a kick in the ass. For sure. Yeah. Work out what this work out the needle and see this where it's meant to sit. I've got some W-shaped things to sit over and you measure from them, but I still want to find out what they recommend. This particular one here is a capture. They capture the diaphragm with a foot. Probably not use this one, but it just seems way too low. Not sure of that. And that's only a really short one too. So yeah, I'll do some research and put it back together. But alright guys, thanks for watching my long-winded video. Alright guys, over and out. Catch you later.